Hi there, YouTube audience, and welcome to my channel, The Spin Nerd. This is a channel for all those who can't stop talking about music, who are really interested in facts, figures, reviews, unboxing movies. My name is Dylan, and I'm a Belgian music nerd, and I'm really interested in just, finding some more people online who can talk about music for hours. That's basically it. So today's episode is a very specific one. It will be an episode about a list of albums that give me personally a very good feeling, a very warm vibe. Some albums that are really great to play around this time of year when spring is almost here, the sun is shining again, people are coming outside more again, stuff like that. So I'm going to start off with maybe the CD part of the episode. Alright, the first album I really like to talk about and mention is a very, very rock-oriented album, a little bit bluesy as well. It's an album I have in my collection already for several years, I think maybe 10 years. And of course we're talking about the Black Keys and Brothers. Brothers, yes. It's one of the longest albums by the Black Keys, I guess, but this album is great to play in sunny times like this, just to sit outside and enjoy the sun and drinking a beer while you're doing that, So if we look at the tracks on this album, Everlasting Light, Next Girl, terrific song. It's a song it's one of the first songs that I started to learn on guitar, on electric guitar. The riff is so simple but so catchy, Tighten Up, great song. Howlin' for You, I think the most blues-oriented song on the album, and one of my favorites as well. So, first one is Brothers by the Black Keys. The next album I'd like to talk about is a much older album. It's one of my favorite 60s bands. It's an album I already discovered when I was like 16 years old, and I discovered it around summer times when I used to grab my speakers as a teenage youngster to go outside and just have some drinks with friends. But yeah, I'm talking about a very, 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 very great album that's also blues-oriented and rock and roll-oriented, and it's just some great 60s rock. We're talking about Cosmo's Factory by Creedence Clearwater Revival. I don't think this is Creedence' greatest album. I prefer another one more, which I will discuss in one of the next episodes that will come up. But yeah, as a spring album, this really pops out. We've got Ramble Tamble, great long song, 7-minute long song. Before You Accuse Me, great blues song, one of my favorite songs on the album. Looking Out My Back Door, of course, a very commercial song on the album. And then we have, one of the greatest pieces on this album is, of course, I Heard It Through the Grapevine. I think this version on this album by Creedence is much better than the version by Marvin Gaye, in my opinion. So, Cosmo's Factory. Next album is actually a local album. Not many people will know this album around the world. I think it's only known in Belgium, but it's really, really worth the mention. Another one that really reminds you of barbecues, beaches, and has some Beach Boy influences in it, some surf vibes. It's Grandchildren of the Revolution by Broken Glass Heroes. So Nice cover. This album was recorded in 2010 actually, so they mixed some 60s vibes with modern vibes. Yeah, you should really check this album out while you're just sipping your beer outside in the sun. Great album. So, Grandchildren of the Revolution by Broken Glass Heroes. Next album I'd like to discuss as well is one by an artist that I don't really listen to that much, but this album is fantastic in springtime. You know, this album you should really play it when you wake up on a spring morning, on a sunny morning, and you have to drive or take the train or something to work. You should really play this album. It's Paradise Valley by John Mayer. You know, the cover is not so great. You get the feel of a country sort of atmosphere here, but it's not really. Yeah, it's country oriented. Yeah, it's all, you know, wrapped in a modern sort of feel. So the songs on this album, you know, Wildfire opening track, great guitar tune. You know, from the moment those guitar chords start to roll, actually, you already get this very positive and motivated feeling, you know, to start your day off or to just enjoy the day and the sun. So Wildfire, great track. Dear Marie is a very tender, it's a very tender sort of ballad about a long lost love. A great tune. Waiting on a Day, very beautiful song. Paper Doll. Call Me the Breeze is a little blues number on this. Paradise Valley, John Mayer. The next album I would like to recommend is one by my favorite modern rockabilly artists. You know, I'm very much into rockabilly music. I myself actually play in a rockabilly band, and this artist he manages to just, you know, pick classical rockabilly vibes out of, you know, classic recordings and just wrap it in a very modern sort of jacket. I'm talking about Signs and Signifiers by J.D. McPherson. Very great rock and roll / rockabilly artist. Great tracks. Northside Gal. You know, if you hear this song, you want to grab your partner, your girlfriend, and just start swinging along. Actually, Country Boy, Firebug. Scratching Circles, great track. Dimes for Nickels. It gives you sort of Jackie Wilson sort of vibe. Put this on, you know, around this time, and you feel so motivated, so energetic. Give this album a try. Signs and Signifiers, J.D. McPherson. Next album I really like to talk about is also, a classic album in music world. It's not that much of a spring album because the music gives you that sort of vibe. No, it's more like the lyrics on this album are really great for these times. I'm talking about, Carole King's Tapestry. Great album. I really love this album. It's all about, getting divorced and just pick life up again after those heavy times. You know, Carole King just got divorced from her partner, her songwriting partner, with which she wrote a lot of fantastic 60s songs. Great tunes on this. I Feel the Earth Move, you know. The first time I heard this song, I was at work and I really just wanted to get up and start dancing on my desk. You know, it's a great album. So Far Away, It's Too Late, Home Again. Oh my God, what a beautiful piano-oriented song is that. Way Over Yonder, You've Got a Friend, very beautiful song. Smackwater Jack, and of course You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, you know, which was recorded by Aretha Franklin, but of course Carole King is the original songwriter of that song. Tapestry by Carole King is one of the greatest sunny records I've discovered a few years ago, and I'm talking about Mac DeMarco's Salad Days. Salad Days. You know, great inner sleeve. Yeah, this is a very, 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 you know, just sort of chillax, relaxed, you know, laid back album, all produced and recorded by Mac himself in his apartment studio in New York. It sounds, you know, some guitar parts actually sound very out of tune, but that's just the way Mac DeMarco plays, you know, it's his unique kind of style. Great album to put on a lovely sunny afternoon. Next album I really love to play around springtime is by one of my favorite artists of, you know, the 70s / maybe 80s, and it's 461 Ocean Boulevard by Eric Clapton. You know, the cover itself, you know, just look at the cover, you know, it gives us the feeling that we're searching for in this episode, you know, sunny vibes, springtime, you know, it's a very, very, very great spring album in my opinion. You know, motherless children, alright, give me strength, you know, it's, if you listen to that song, it really gives you strength to carry on, you know, after those dark January, February months. This album is a really must play and maybe a must buy. Willie and the Hand Jive, Get Ready, his version of I Shot the Sheriff, also great. I Can't Hold Out, yeah, Mainline Florida, great album. You should really check this one out. 461 Ocean Boulevard, Eric Clapton. Another album that gives me sort of surfing vibes, you know, makes me want to go outside and make a long walk or something, enjoy the people who are walking around, is, you know, this very, very classic album from the 60s. It's the Byrds, the Notorious Byrds Brothers. Yes. This is a classic, of course. If you're familiar with the Byrds, you will certainly know this album. The songs on this: Artificial Energy, Going Back, great laid back tune, Natural Harmony, and then one of my favorites on the album, Wasn't Born to Follow, which was used in the movie Easy Rider. Changes Now, all John Robertson. You know, I don't know which genre I have to, you know, stick to this, but it gives me a sort of dreamy atmosphere. You know, it's absolutely an album that was put out in the midst of the psychedelic years, so it gives you it has a psychedelic feeling as well. And it also comes with a sort of country feel to it. Yeah, great album. The Notorious Byrd Brothers by the Byrds. The last album I really like to talk about, and actually I think this one, although it's not a ranking list I'm giving you here, I think this one is my favorite springtime album of this list, actually. Yeah. With this album there comes a little bit of a story. You know, 7 years ago I went to England, Bath, for an internship. I discovered the album actually in the right time of year. You know, the sun was just like began to burn on my skin, and I was discovering a new city where I would live for 4 months. You know, it comes with a lot of memories. Atlas by Real Estate. I don't know if you guys will be familiar with this album, but if you're not, you know, really, you should really check this album out as well. This album is absolutely fantastic. If you're planning to do to do a barbecue or something, you know, when I put on this album, it really gives me barbecue vibes, and I love to barbecue. But a barbecue is not a barbecue without this album, you know. The tracks on this, I had to hear, you know. When you put on this song, when when the album starts to play, you will know, you will hear what I'm talking about, you know. It's the mood is right for this time of year. Past Lives, Talking Backwards, April Song, The Band, Crime, Primitive, How Might I Live, and Horizon, one of my favorite tracks on this.
Great
tune. Yeah, if you're having a barbecue, you know, just really put on this album, Atlas by Real Estate. So with that said, we've been through my list of favorite springtime albums. Great for these pandemic times. You know, guys, there's one thing that really can give you a sort of mood, you know, motivation and energy for the day, and it's music, guys. It's music all the time. Even if you're not a music person, you know, if you play the right albums for the right mood you're in, or at the right time of the day, you know, you can really get a boost from it. You can really get a sort of emotion from it, and a lot of energy. So I hope my video was useful in a sense for you guys, and you have some fine albums now you can put on to start living these beginnings of springtime. You know, I think this list really matches those feelings. So if you're really interested in receiving more of these lists, more information about upcoming releases, reviews and stuff like that, or if you just want to talk music, please don't hesitate to comment below and to just subscribe my channel. And I hope we will meet soon again. Thank you very much.